Hey, what's up? This is Disciple Marcello Currents. So, this message is going to be about the Antichrist. And I think I've been wanting to do this, clarify this for a minute. I've done some things on Facebook and posted some things about the Antichrist on Facebook years ago, and I just wanted to clarify some dynamics surrounding him, uh, you know, and basically clarify things to counter the stupidity of Americans. Because first thing first, Americans, average everyday Americans, wouldn't know the Antichrist if he was looking them right in the face on a lunch break every day. Okay? These people are deceived by any and everybody. These people believe the most far-fetched, crazy things, but don't believe in God. But all of a sudden, they know who the Antichrist is. But you don't believe in God. You don't have any faith showing that. You don't have any corresponding actions showing that you believe in God. It's one thing to say you believe in God. It's one thing to live your life like you believe in God. That's faith. When you don't watch certain things on TV, when you don't drink and smoke when you could be doing that, that's faith in God. Believing that he could put you in a hell. That's faith in God. Just saying you believe and you don't have any corresponding action, you're fooling yourself, you're deceiving yourself. So you don't even believe in God. You don't even have any corresponding action concerning believing in God, let alone knowing who the Antichrist is. Because a lot of Christians are going to be deceived. They're not going to know. Because the lower your senses are, this is a fact, as far as spirituality, you can go as high in spirituality as you want to. There's no brick walls in spirituality. That's what Americans don't understand. See, American Christianity is so watered down that they don't even know about the power of God. They don't know about raising the dead. They don't know about any of that. And if they did see that, they would demonize anyone doing that, because Christianity is just church attendance for Americans, when it really is the supernatural. It's the real, tangible link, if you will, to the spiritual world, to the Creator. So if you're not able, if you're just looking at church attendance and church attending people, you're never going to understand how far Christianity can go. But there are no brick walls in your perception. I mean, in your growth, if you will. You can grow as much as you want, but if you don't have any growth in your life, if your perception is low, then you wouldn't be able to see nothing. You wouldn't even be able to see Jesus if he was here. And in fact, in the times that Jesus was there, it was some people's senses. When Jesus was here, his senses, the people's senses were so low, they didn't believe in him. Some of his own disciples didn't believe. I mean, Thomas, he's called Doubting Thomas because he couldn't believe, when, if I'm not mistaken, things were made clear to him. There are many times, even in instances, the people that walked with him were not in complete faith after all they seen. Jesus' disciples, you would say, well, if I seen all that, I would believe. Yeah, you saying that. You saying that because you're looking from, you're looking back into the past and giving yourself a perfect reaction to how you, as far as how you would deal with Jesus being in your life. But you're human, and there would be so many elements around you that if you did not have corresponding action like I was talking about, then you wouldn't even you wouldn't be able to first perceive Jesus fully, do what for who he is as he wants you to, or to the level, better say, perceiving Jesus to the level that he wants you to. You wouldn't be able to do it because I base that on the disciples. The disciples wasn't even able to do it, let alone these secular Americans that think they would just be able to follow Jesus. No. Let's put you in that situation as you are. Come on, man. You wouldn't be able to. You know what I'm saying? So before you judge on anything, realize you wouldn't even be able to half of y'all wouldn't be able to first follow Christ. Okay? Or perceive Christ. And here you are thinking you can perceive the Antichrist, and you couldn't even perceive Christ. You can't even perceive you wouldn't even be able to perceive who Jesus Christ was because your spiritual perception is too low. You don't have any corresponding action towards your faith in God. So how can you perceive all things and understand all things? I don't care how much intuition you got. Because Jesus is the top of the food chain. There were people that didn't believe. Some people said he casts out devils because he's the prince of devils. This is what people were saying. They went home talking to their relatives about Jesus like he was a devil. Yeah, there need to be whole teachings and scripture teachers done on this. A lot of people don't understand this. Jesus was not looked at as just the miracle man, the miracle worker. There were people living their life, going around opening their big mouth, talking about he casting out devils because he's the prince of devils. That's how he's doing it. Yeah, that's recorded. So there were people that thought that Jesus was a devil, casting out devils because he had authority in among devils as a devil, at the top of devils, to do anything with devils, I guess. This is how low their perception was. He had no signs of being evil, and as you know, they killed him for no reason. So their perception was so low on Jesus that they killed him for no reason. And he was the Son of God. And he is the Son of God. So before you even, I say all that to say this, before you even think you could see the Antichrist, won't you start with trying to see Jesus, the Christ, first, America? Because you are the ones that's in the kook land in your mind. You in a crazy place in your mind. You either drinking too much or smoking too much weed or doing too many pills. I'm gonna keep it 100. And that's a lot of Americans. And you allow your drug intoxicated mindset to influence what you believe and don't believe. You don't think so, but if you were sober up, you wouldn't even be doing half of the things that you're doing. You wouldn't be thinking half of the way you're thinking. Just from being sober. And yet you know who the Antichrist is. And when you can't even perceive who Jesus Christ is. Because if you could perceive who Jesus Christ was, you'd be living for him. I'm going to say that again. If you could perceive who Jesus Christ is and was, then you would be living for him. You would be living for him. There would be no doubt if you had the full perception, the perception he wants you to have of him. If you had that perception, you would be living for him. It's no way you can know who Jesus is and not be living for him. That's almost impossible. It's possible, but it's almost on the average impossible for someone to have know who Jesus is, perceive him, receive him, and have him in their life, and they're not living for him. So if you knew the Lord, you would have corresponding action. If you sensed him in your life and you ever felt Jesus in a room, if you ever felt Jesus Christ in your daily life, as you say he's following it, you would be living for him. So let's get that first understood. You don't even perceive the Christ because you don't have any corresponding action in your life. You're not living for him. Okay? So that's what you're not doing. So how can you have perception, which would have to come from the Lord Christ, to see the Antichrist, and you don't even have him? You first need him to see his enemy. I'm gonna say that again. You first need Christ to see the Antichrist, his enemy. This isn't a game. People was even talking about President Obama was the Antichrist. People was believing this. That is ridiculous. This is how kooky Americans are. They're kooks. A lot of them are kooks. Loony. And it's all over the country. It's among the sophisticated and unsophisticated. It's among the low class, the middle class, and the high class. Kook-minded people. You don't even have Christ in your life talking about pointing out the Antichrist. Get yourself together. Okay? But one point I want to make, and I'm glad I brought up Obama, because I want to make a point. First of all, this has nothing to do with racism. Okay? But any fool know a black man or a man that is perceived to be black cannot be the Antichrist, because the whole world will not accept him easily. The whole world's not going to accept no black man on top of the whole world. You see what almost happened to Obama. They put him in office. He was getting death threats. And then they just got used to it. They wasn't accepting that. People forget about that. Yeah, they don't talk about that when they talk about the legacy of Obama. When he first came in, he was getting death threats from kooks. Same kind of people I'm telling you about. Kook people. Thinking the end of the world is coming. Just because you seeing something that you ain't never seen, now you thinking the end of the world is coming. Thinking he the Antichrist. People literally thought this. I'm talking, look it up. They'll take it down now because they feel ashamed. I think a lot of them took down them Antichrist Obama videos because now they feel stupid, like they should feel. But the bottom line is that a black man is not going to be over the whole world. That's not going to be allowed. You may think racism is gone, but look at it. Look at your government. Look at your politics. Look at the racist people that still are coming out as racist all the time. And you think a black man or a man of color is going to be over the world? No, you're deceived. That's not going to happen. See, and like I said, this is not a racist. I'm not being racist when I say this. The white tribe, the European tribe, you got to go ahead and you've already been evil throughout the history of America. You got to go ahead and finish and fulfill your destiny. You've been evil this long. Nah, don't try to put the Antichrist off on a black man or a man of color. No, you've been evil all this long. You've been going with evil plans all this time, and you're going to get you're gonna have someone come from your bloodline with all your evil plans, lining up with everything you've been doing all this time. You're not gonna have no black man pop up in all the evil plans that you've been doing, and then come flop right up in the middle of your plans. No. Stop lying and stop. You don't want to accept that now it's lining up that you are in line with the devil, literally. You can't accept that your bloodlines have been doing so much evil that now they lined up with the son of the devil, literally. Not no rock and roll star. Yeah. You can't. The white tribe love to shake off the evil images. They love to shake off the wrong perceptions of who they are, but you can't do it this time. You've been following a timeline of evil. You've been doing evil on the timeline so long, you can't help but line up with the devil. All the things you've been doing, all this craziness, all this power. This black man ain't had this power. The black families have not had this power. It's been white European families that has had this power all this time. So the people with power come up, who's gonna raise this man up if it happens, because God can do what he wants to do. Let's keep it 100. This is how I feel. God is God. People rely on prophecy like prophecy is not God. Okay? A prophecy is not a God. God can do whatever he want to do. There don't got to be no Antichrist. There don't got to be no Mark of the Beast. There don't got to be no New World Order. He don't owe anyone an explanation. He's the God of wisdom. He could do whatever he want to do. He could just destroy America and let the world go on. He could destroy the real problem, which I feel is mostly America, and let the world go on, because most other countries are very reasonable. You know, they may fight and everything, but they're not devious and evil in nature like Americans have been. The white tribe over in America has been so deceptive over black people and with racism and everything. They have created a deviant country because of their craftiness during the racist times, during the real racist eras. That it's just deviance is a giant in America, and every other country is not like that. They're not crafting against other races in their country. They're not crafting against other people in their country like they are here. Not like they are here. You know, you have radicals in every country, but the craftiness that has been going on from the American government, from the white tribe, it's uncomparable to any other country. The craftiness that they have crafted against their own citizens. So a lot of people feel that if this was gone, it would be a better world. And you can't blame them from thinking that. When you look at all the brutality of slavery, all the culture of racism that's still going on, all the kids that's being killed, you tell me one reason why America should go on. Give me a valid reason. You can't say the kids, because they're killing the kids. America is killing the kids. So what other reason you got? You tell me why America should go on. You can't even tell me a valid reason. Just because you think you should. Just because you think America should go on based on the brand of America. And God is not looking at that. God would destroy any nation, man. You look in the Bible. I'm gonna do a teaching on that, because America has got to the point where they just think that God is with them, rain, sun, or shine. God has never been with any human beings, rain, sun, or shine. You need to look at the Bible. God has never been with anybody, rain, sun, or shine. He has conditions. He has regulations. in America is not in the regulations of God. So how do you think that God is going to continue to preserve you and that no judgment will come? Every time something happened to America, people think, oh, some evil is going on. The devil is doing it. Maybe God is doing it. Maybe God is doing it this time. You have become so righteous in your own eyes that you don't think God would judge you. You don't think God would do something to you. And here you are, full-blown killing kids, full-blown black on black crime, black people killing each other. You can't look at hope from the black community because they're killing each other. So where's the hope in this country? I'm not talking about your fantasies of hope. I'm talking about where is the real hope? Where is the real tangible place where you can point to something that gives the community hope? There's no hope. That's how you know it's the end of times. Black people killing each other like this, what is there to fight for? What is there to support when they killing each other? What is there to support when white people have no intentions of letting them free? So there you have it. There's no reason for this country to go on. There's no reason, and you need to stop kidding yourself and stop, there's no valid reason for it. You're not entitled to go on forever and ever in your own regulations and doing things the way you want to do things. You can have all the power in the world, have the greatest military in the world, and God will wipe all that out. That's in the Bible. It's nothing that can stop God when he got you in his bullseye. I'm sorry to tell you. The only thing that can stop it is repentance, true repentance. That's the only thing that can stop it. If you're not repenting and you still doing the same thing, you want to act like it's all good, and you think it's like, you stuck in the past, like you think, like, because in the past was the past. You got away with doing what you was doing. You got away with all the slavery, the racism, the sin, but it's not the same time. So why you thinking it can go on as usual and it's business as usual for America to hurt people, to harm people? It's not working. Time is winding up. So back to the Antichrist. This man, I couldn't see him coming out of America because America been destroyed him before he get to his destiny. With their greed and jealousy and craziness and foolishness, and they're probably corrupt his supposed to be refined nature. From my understanding, this man's supposed to be very refined. I'm imagining having all the schoolings and everything. Crazy education, all that. Talking fluent, talking 3 and 4 and 5 different languages. This would not be some ragtag guy. This would not be some political gangster like you thinking. This is going to be a very refined, educated person, I would imagine. This is not going to come from America. This is going to come from somewhere over in Europe where he's been cultivated with all the intelligence, left alone from all the crazy things y'all do over here, totally preserved to be cultivated and cultured. He couldn't get that over here, all this craziness and foolishness. He might get his brains blowed out just from walking down the street in America. Not even because of who he is, just being here. Just being here, he could have been destroyed. So he probably would be preserved in a place where he would be just left to be and cultivated. But one thing is for sure, he will not be a man of color. Okay? White people want to put that. Nah, y'all gotta take. Y'all been on the timeline of evil too long for it not to be somebody from y'all race. I'm sorry to tell you. You've been on the road, on the highway of hell, too long to try to pull over and let the black man take over. or let the black man take the rap for being the Antichrist. Nah, you got to take that one. You got to take that. That comes all the way up to your paramount moment. That comes all the way up to your paramount moment. You've been evil all this time, and you've been doing evil for a very long time, and now you're coming up to the paramount climax moment of who you've been to the world. And it's unfortunate. It's not everybody, but it has been the white tribe. It has been the white tribe. It's not every white person, but it definitely has been the white tribe. All right? So I'm gonna come back with part 2 on this.